Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another spooky speed build this week. If you've been following my channel this past little creepy holiday season, then you know we've been doing tons and tons of super fun little spooky builds. Last week we built a sexy werewolf industrial loft, which got some really great feedback from all of you, and I really appreciate that. I got some really hilarious comments, so if you're ever wanting to dig around on any comment section from any of my videos, that's definitely the one I recommend you do it. Really funny, and it's been the highlight of my week because I have had a couple of tumultuous ass days. So, you know, if I talk about the build, I get to it, but if I don't, I don't. It's a spooky build, slay. But here's what happened in my life, and this is what I'm going to tell you instead of, you know, talking to someone who I could pay to listen to me, because that is expensive and I don't have time or money for that, but I do have time to make YouTube videos. So here we are, slay. Let me start with yesterday. Yesterday I hosted my spooktacular live TikTok event. We were having so much fun. Literally, the vibes were immaculate. If you were there and you dropped by, thank you for coming, and I would like to apologize for what happened. I got banned from TikTok. Again, I got banned. Why? I don't know. Apparently, I was banned for bullying and harassing, but at the exact moment in which I was banned, it was like 4.5 hours into streaming, and hadn't gotten any flags or notifications, but it just ends, and it says that I was harassing and bullying people. I don't know which people. Typically, I only bully myself, and I don't think I harass anyone, but definitely my mom sometimes, because I will not stop calling that woman like she doesn't have a full-time job. Like, who am I supposed to talk to in between going to the bank and the grocery store? Heather, pick up your phone. Shout out to Mama Heather one time. Love you, Mom. She heard about this whole tumultuous story as well, because it was really frustrating. So, I get banned. In the moment I got banned, I wasn't even actively playing. Like, obviously my screen recording was up, but, like, my sim was just, like, fucking around, like, sleeping, cooking, I don't know. Like, I wasn't actively doing anything, right? And we were just about to give away a code, and we were talking about some, like, first day of university tips. There was a really nice young lady, shout out to you, in my chat who was like, yeah, you know, I'm nervous, like, any tips for your first day of university? And I was just giving my tips and tricks. People in the comments were giving their tips and tricks, like things we think you should do, things we think you shouldn't do. And then bam, I got banned. And I was pissed. But then something funny happened. So I made an announcement on my TikTok story, obviously, because there were a nice number of people there, and like people who were coming back who were like, you just disappeared, what the hell? And so I posted something on my TikTok story, but I didn't think to put a sound with it because I was emotional, okay? Let me show you. Actually, I don't know if I can because this is a YouTube video, so I don't want to get... Anyway, it picked... I'm going to tell you the name of the song because it's so funny, but the song it used over my story was fucking hilarious, and I was genuinely upset, but then I couldn't stop laughing. It was It Girl. Yeah. So, like, I'm over here, like, crying, and it's like, you're that bitch, though. And I was like, this is, like, very metaphorical and beautiful. It was genuinely beautiful. It was like a philosopher had narrated my life for the perfect moment. But yeah, so I let that roll off my back. I appealed it. No big deal. We've been unbanned. Thank God. Because if I lost my TikTok and my YouTube, I would be devastated. I would genuinely be devastated. But anyways, so then I get up bright and early because, for those of you who do not know, I am a senior in college. Shout out to all my marketing girlies. Shout out to all my college girlies. And I'm graduating in December. Shout out to all my December grads. But like most people who go to college, I'm trying to get a job. Easier said than fucking done, I swear. So I've really been wanting to get this job at this company. I was reaching out. I have a couple contacts that I met through like job fairs, through my program. So excited. Don't hear anything. Still reaching out. One of the higher ups there was like, oh, like we could do a little phone call. I'm thinking this is my shot. We're going to talk. They're going to love me. They're going to know how I'm passionate about the brand because I genuinely am. I'm genuinely interested in the product and know a lot about it. And it's an entry-level position. I mean, It wasn't like I was being Delulu and applying for a $250,000 a year position with 15 years experience. So, morning of the call comes, misses the call. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm sifting through my email. Bam, there's my rejection email. So obviously, I'm pretty upset. I cry. I didn't call my mom, though. I tracked her first. She was at work. I was trying to be respectful. So I texted her like 30,000 times, obviously. Then, like an hour after the scheduled call, I finally get a call from who I was supposed to get a call from. And they were like, so, like, any questions about the position? I was like, I scheduled this call to, like, essentially sell myself and try to speedline the process of interviewing so I could essentially land this job for after graduation. And he's like, do you have any questions for me? And I was like, yeah, for starters, how dare you? No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I said. But I was like, yeah, I'm kind of wondering why you called. Why did you call me? And he's like, excuse me? And he said, I have a rejection email from you. I got it like an hour ago. I just assumed that's why you didn't call. Nah. And he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I'm going to be honest, they were very transparent with me. They're very kind, and I really appreciated them taking the time to speak with me. But I think it just points to, like, the larger issue. They're explaining it to me. They're like, honestly, the position you applied for is under quite a lot of review because we're not sure if we're even going to continue it. And, like, understandable. I understand, like, companies are constantly doing all types of things, keeping up with the market, keeping up with the change. It's very competitive where I live. It's very competitive everywhere. And it's a challenge. But what I just don't understand is if this position might not even exist, why is it on LinkedIn? Why are you still accepting applications and getting new ones every single day? Why are you promoting it on LinkedIn? Because when you look through LinkedIn jobs, it'll say like, oh, this job position is promoted. Meaning, I'm assuming a company is basically paying for the extra traffic towards their job listings and postings. And so that's the really frustrating part. And it's a frustrating situation, but this is not the first time I've encountered something like that. I have probably applied to over 60 jobs at this point. And I can't get a rejection email for the most part. I've only gotten a handful of rejection emails because I'm getting ghosted. Positions are disappearing. I've like, they're just, oh yeah, we're not gonna have that position anymore. And then a week later, the same job listing is up with 1,000 applicants still. And it's been incredibly frustrating, and I know I'm not the only one. And if any of you are out there and you are currently trying to face the job market and you're having a hard time, you're not alone either. It fucking sucks. And I cried about it all morning, and I was supposed to get up and be so productive. And you know what? The only thing I've managed to do was some laundry, and it is the biggest victory because I feel like a piece of poo. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I feel pooey and irritated and kind of like a failure. And I know that feeling of failure is completely misguided and misdirected because I didn't fail at anything. I am just down on my luck. But that's the kind of tumultuous day I've had. But don't worry, because I will be turning it around here on Mental Health Tips with me and Self-Esteem Tips with Tiana. I am not a professional, nor do I necessarily recommend these. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. I am going to go drive by a house I saw on Zillow. Not because I can afford it, not because I'm going to buy it, but just because I think it's so pretty and I don't know what neighborhood it's in. So I was like, F it. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to buy myself my favorite frozen barbecue chicken pizza and probably some stuff to make chocolate covered strawberries because, again, I am that bitch. Then I'm probably going to go to, like, Home Goods and look at the Christmas decorations. Halloween's over, in my opinion. It's not really over, I know that, but, like, come next Tuesday, it's over, and then bam, Christmas. And I'm gonna have a fan-freaking-tastic time with me, myself, and I. And I'll probably listen to, like, the new Zach Bryan album or some Taylor Swift with my windows down, and I'm gonna come home with things I did not necessarily need to purchase, including, but not limited to, the following: new dog costumes for my puppies, probably some candles, maybe a pair of socks. Oh, I need a new vacuum cleaner. I actually do need that, so maybe I'll come home with one of those. The world might not know. The world is my oyster at this point. So, that's how I feel. Excuse you. That was aggressive. One moment. You know you cannot make the barkies. It's not nice. The dogs are being crazy. They're being crazy because they know the injustices their mom has faced today. And they're like, Mom, we need you to be a boss babe because we want our own yard, our own mini dog park. Sometimes that's why I get up in the day. I love my dogs. So surprisingly, we actually have a moment or two to talk about the build. So this house was inspired by this mini series or extended series, I don't know what you're going to call it, Wednesday from Netflix. We are mad at Netflix right now, but you know who will always have a place in my heart is Jenna fucking Ortega. That girl is an icon, a legend. She's the whole fucking moment. Literally love and am obsessed with her. I thought that Wednesday was going to be kind of silly, but like I like the Addams Family, whatever. And I actually thought it was really good. I thought it was a really nice kind of thing. Like I could see myself watching that. Like my brother is 13 and he would so be into it, but as an adult I also was like super into it. So definitely love, definitely recommend. She inspired this house. Realistically, I just wanted to build a spooky house and I saw this cool like Victorian style home on Pinterest a couple weeks ago before I built this. And I really, really like the black houses, the black siding and stuff like that. I think it's really just, I like the contrast. I think it's pretty. And so I just fucking went for it. The only thing I'm really unhappy about with this particular house is the yard. I think the house itself is gorgeous. Really, really happy with the floor plan overall. Again, I think it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. But it's been a while, so no one quote me. And I wasn't paying that much attention, to be completely honest. I always have my speed build pulled up on my other screen. But I was so busy and passionate about telling you about my home goods plans that I didn't necessarily watch my own speed build. Sue me. But this is where the backyard starts to go downhill. I didn't like this fence. I'm pretty sure I changed it at a certain point. But I built this in, I believe it's sleep. You know what? I'm not even going to try because I'm going to butcher that. I cannot remember the names of the worlds half the time. But this is the world that came with the vampire stuff back, okay? And I just had a hard time with the landscaping. I'm not a very good landscaper to begin with. So then add in the fact that it's like sticks. What the hell am I supposed to do with sticks, okay? The only sticks I know about is stick seasons. And that is because I have been wine drunk with my friends before. So I'm very well versed with that song, okay? And anyway, I tried my best, and sometimes my best isn't good enough, as today has, again, proved to me. So if you don't like my landscaping, I am all ears, but only for constructive criticism. Again, I've already had a cry today. I cannot have multiple. But yeah, it's spooky. There is one detail, like, I was, like, so obsessed with that I didn't point out, and I know for a fact I did it because besides this cool house I saw on Pinterest, this whole idea is what shaped this house, and this is actually the first spooky build I did a couple weeks ago. I was up late, feeling the good vibes, had a cinnamon candle lit. I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this right now. But there is a little hand statue. I'll show it to you when we do the live tour. From the paranormal stuff pack. It's a clutter item, and I was like, this is genius. I am a fucking genius. I'm going to make this whole house with the little hand. With it. I think that's what his name is, right? I'm assuming it's a he hand. It's quite large, but we don't have to gender the hand. That's okay with me. But I do believe its name is it. That like is on Wednesday's shoulder. Literally obsessed. Also, one little question for you guys. What is everyone's favorite spooky movies? And they don't necessarily have to be scary because I really, really like the like slasher movies. If you haven't seen Fear Street on Netflix, it's like a 3-part series movies thing. I don't know. Really, really good. Super fun. Genuinely liked it. And I actually felt like it had a pretty good storyline for once because that doesn't always happen in scary movies. It's like slice, dead, slice. Okay? I don't really like the demonic kind of stuff because I don't know what I believe in, but I'm not going to call out to nothing I don't know is there. So I feel like all of the people in those movies are always the dumbest of dumb bitches. Like, if I heard a noise, I wouldn't just be like, Mom, no. Because if it was my mom, If it was Mama Heather from Beyond the Grave, she would know. I would literally never respond to that. Okay, everyone, so I did that thing where I get too caught up talking for my speed build, which is good when it happens because doing a voiceover can be kind of challenging. But thankfully for me, I just never shut the fuck up, so... Anyway, this is our live tour. We're going to jump right into it. This is the house. We are in the world of Forgotten Hollow. I even made sure to double check the name of the world before I got back in here. This is, again, the world that came with the vampire expansion pack. And she looks really good with the world. Again, I'm really happy with how the house came out, but not so happy about the landscaping. So I tried my best. Any tips on how to landscape something like this would actually be really appreciated, as long as they're nice. Again, we're sensitive. But yeah, the house shape is really cute. I'm honestly thinking about renovating this for the holiday season later down the line. Make it a little bit more cheerful for Daddy Winter. And, we have some graves over here, very spooky, very scary. And actually, in the original house, they do have their own little graveyard. If you've seen the original films, those are such good movies. Put these little ghost statues everywhere. They're cute. Oh my god, not the bee box. Me, between the bee box and the wall sconces, the telescope, and the fucking chess table. Oh, I didn't put a chess table. That is a seance table. Okay. Well, I've only committed most of the criminal offenses I constantly have to do. But we have that. I put some gargoyles on this wall because it was so bland. And I still don't know how I feel about them. Again, I see some room for improvement on this house, but the front of the house is really cool. So, that's at least a win today, guys. Let's go on in the actual house. First you come in, there's like this nice little entryway that I think is so cute. Little sitting area. It's very dark in here. And then this is what I did for the restroom. I love this little tree wallpaper. And I think it's like so fun for like a little accent wall. It kind of reminds me of the Hunger Games when Katniss is in their like penthouse room and she's playing with their little remote. And honestly, that would be pretty scary. So, you know, there's a lot of accent wallpaper in here because... when else can I use the spider wallpaper or the hand wall sconces? Again, slut me out for a fucking wall sconce. But yeah, I used a lot of vampire stuff, a lot of paranormal stuff, a lot of the spellcaster expansion pack. And then we have the living room, which is honestly one of my favorite rooms in the whole house. We have the pipe organ. Because Lord knows you can't be spooky without a pipe organ. I don't know. I read that in the Bible, I think. I'm not sure. Then, of course, you come in the kitchen. This little cauldron I sized down to put on the counter, and I think it looks so cute. And then, of course, I use the vampire cabinets that don't match, but we're not even going to talk about that right now. Lots of spiders, spooky, scary, so cute. And then we're going to come back around here. We're going to go up the stairs to this little stair landing. Little hallway. It's a cute little hallway. I like the way the floor plan came together upstairs. Again, we have another bathroom with more wallpaper. Lord knows that's the scariest thing a millennial has ever seen. And then, of course, we have a little kid's bedroom. And then this is where I would imagine Wednesday and her brother share the room when they're children. Of course, they have a science table. This would probably be Wednesday's bed. There is the hand I was telling you guys about. This hand is what inspired... oh, you can't even see it because my big-ass head's in the way. Here's the hand that inspired everything. Yeah. What a win on that one. Then, of course, we have our parents' bedroom. Really cute, very dark, lots of clutter, live, laugh, love. And we even have a baby's room because if you remember, at one point they actually do have a baby. And I put this little fun kind of floor detail with the... I don't know. It's occurring to me just now that is dirt. We're going to pretend it's concrete for the sake of the story. Because why would there be dirt on the second floor? I don't know, guys. I'm just the builder. I just came up with literally every concept and put it into action with my own accord. No threat to my life or anything. I just decided to do it. So I don't know how it happened. And then the third floor, like on the gallery, is just, you know, the deets, the details, and that is the whole house. This house is available on the gallery now. As you can see, it's called Spooky Tuesdays Dwelling, and my gallery ID is Tiana305. Per usual, it's in the description box down below. Don't forget to let me know about any spooky movies I should be watching. I told you the parameters of which I like, so, you know, Give me some good ones, guys. And remember to drink your water. Subscribe to my channel because I absolutely love when you guys do that. We've recently hit over 300 subscribers, which is so insane to me. I'm so grateful and thankful to all of you. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the new year. So if you'd like to support that goal, you know where the button is. And have a safe, spooky season. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.